Hello there, my name is MooingCat, and in this video you can see me doing some higher age unit fighting on the OF map. But the reason I'm making this is to talk about some quite big real-life changes for me personally and how that will impact my content going forward. So, earlier this week, me and my colleagues were informed that the company we were working for had gone bankrupt, and that this will be our final day of working there. A few days later, my contract was officially terminated by those handling the bankruptcy. So yeah, I am now unemployed. This naturally came as quite a big shock. We knew things weren't going too well, but we did not think things were this bad. I do want to say though that I don't blame the company or the leadership for this. I'm sure things could have been done differently, but for the most part this was caused by external factors and unfortunate events that we couldn't really do much about. In fact, there is a strong will among the leadership to restart the company in some way, shape or form, and if they're able to do that, I do hope to be able to return and more or less continue as normal. So who knows, this might just be a temporary thing and we'll be back to normal soon enough. But until that time, or until I find somewhere else to work, I will have a lot of free time on my hand, which means that I can turn something bad into something good and focus a lot more on my content and tools. I have a lot of cool things I want to do, including different types of guides, daily live streams, and more that I will talk about in a moment. Before I do though, I do want to mention that if you would like to support me during this transition, you can find my Patreon linked in the description, and you can also find a new page I've set up for regular donations through PayPal. Here you can include a message, and if you want to, I will read it out during my next live stream. Now, I do want to say that despite everything, I am in a financially stable position. I've been able to save up quite a bit. We have a good support here in Norway, and I do hope to be able to go back to regular work quite soon. So always think of yourself first. Simply watching and interacting with my content helps me out a ton as well. So with that said, let me quickly go through what I would like to work on going forward. So first of all, nothing will change when it comes to event guides. I will continue to make those as usual, both written and video guides. I will probably be able to do a bit more there, so looking forward to that. And also I want to finally complete my higher age units series. I still need to make my future, Arctic future and Oceanic future videos, as well as written guides for Arctic future and Oceanic future. I have completed all of this. The fighting you saw me do just now was beyond what you need for the units. So yeah, I want to complete all of that and do so relatively quickly. I also want to make video summaries of all my guides. So right now I have written guides and I have recaps showing me fighting on the continent map. But I also want to make something in between where I explain what I go over in my written guides in a video without focusing on the fighting or anything like that. So that's something else I want to do. And I also want to do some guild battlegrounds or guild expedition fighting guide / showcase of the higher age units. Probably going to be a video or two there. And then another thing I want to do is to create videos analyzing great buildings. So I'm still not quite sure how I want to handle this. If I want to make one video, for example, per great building, or perhaps if I want to group some of them together. For example, I could cover the trio in one video, probably. Don't think I need 3 videos for that. But in anyway, I want to focus or make videos on all the great buildings, going through cost, the benefit of getting them, if I recommend getting them, when I recommend getting them, all of that stuff with some numbers and all of that. So yeah, looking forward to work on that, figuring out exactly how I want to make that. And of course, if you do have any ideas or tips on how to make these or any other topics, please let me know in the comment. I also want to make some settlement guides. So at the moment I have walkthroughs or playthroughs really of 4 of the 5 settlements. I probably will do the Japan settlement eventually. Perhaps that's something I can do on live streams, which I'll talk about in a moment. But yeah, I want to make proper written and video guides on the settlements. So not just a playthrough with commentary, but more concise videos on exactly what I do or how I think and how I approach the settlement. So not step by step necessarily, but quite step by step, not all in the nitty-gritty details. But yeah, short-ish with videos, perhaps 10-20 minutes long, going through the settlements. Anyways, I also am approaching the 1 year anniversary, I guess, of my higher age unit city. That is around 330 days old now. So a couple of more weeks and then we have 1 year. When that time comes, I plan to make a time lapse. I have been taking screenshots. In the beginning, I did it daily, and then I switched to weekly as I didn't really change much anymore. But yeah, I want to make a time lapse of that. That will probably be a simple video, just some background music. But I also want to make some sort of director's cut of that, explaining the steps I'm going on. And then eventually, I think I also want to make some sort of actual guide or possibly multiple guides on how to start a city in general. So not only focusing on higher age units, but using my experience from the higher age units to translate into how to kind of get a power start and how to do so for free, because I did everything for free. So yeah, I'm not quite sure yet exactly how I want to at least make these guides. The time lapse is quite simple enough, it's more or less ready. But yeah, this I still need to figure out exactly what I want to say. Then I also want to do, in addition to all of this, daily live streams. So this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. Not necessarily daily, but I have been wanting to do more live streams because I do enjoy doing those quite a bit. So a couple of days ago, I made this poll on what time of day works the best. And for the longest of time, 7 p.m. was the highest. So it went 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. 8 p.m. has just gone past now, but I will still go for 7 p.m. Central European Summer Time as the starting time for my live streams. I think that fits quite neatly. We start at 7 and then we will probably continue into 8 p.m., possibly 9 p.m., 10 p.m. We will see how long the streams go for. Probably between 1 and 2, perhaps even 3 hours, depending on how much I have to do. So first one of those streams will be tomorrow. I've already set up a link, so you will find that in the description, and I hope to see you there. As for what I'm going to do on my live streams, first of all, I'm just going to be playing regular Forge of Empires, Guild Expedition, Guild Battlegrounds, possibly even some Guild versus Guild. I haven't done that in ages, but we could always do some there perhaps. Then I think one of the main things I want to do actually is live city reviews. I think that would be quite fun actually. So I could pick out a random person in the chat, look at their city, give my thoughts live, interact with the person I'm reviewing or the city I'm reviewing and all of that. And I think that would be really cool. So if you would like me to have a look at your city, come join me on a live stream and I might have a look at yours. Now I can't promise that I will have a look at yours. But if I end up doing this quite regularly, I do aim at least now for doing daily live streams. Of course, when I go back to work, that might not continue, or who knows. At 7 p.m. I should be free most days anyways, so perhaps I will continue in any event. But yeah, come join me and perhaps I will have a look at your city. Other things I might do, I might perhaps start a new world, or perhaps multiple worlds for some other kind of challenges. Speedrun, Tiny Town, Pacifist, I don't know, we will have to see. Something fun. I'm not quite sure yet what or if, but perhaps I will start a new world, that might be fun. Of course, as I do in most of my streams, I will do some Q&A stuff, talk about or answer whatever question you might have. I will talk about beta stuff. If anything new and interesting is going on beta, I will I will do events if that's going on, talk about the event, answer questions about the event and so on. Something that I might or might not do, Not sure how interesting it would be, but perhaps some live programming or working and developing tools. Don't think that would be too interesting, but if there is anything in particular that I'm working on that might be of interest, I might, instead of working on it live, showing it off live. So showing off work in progress stuff. I think something like that might be cool. Same thing for guides. I don't know about making them live, but at least showing off some stuff live. If I'm working on a simulator, for example, for an event, might show that off live, a little bit like that. So we will see. And if you have any other ideas, please let me know. Now, one final thing I want to do is that I want to work a little bit more on my tools. First of all, I want to add weighting to my sortable table. So a few of you have asked for this, particularly when it comes to weighting attack and defense differently for the combined attack value. But I also want to make some general, I think I want to call it a general value number, where you can weigh all the different attributes from 0 to whatever you want to weigh them, and you will get a combined score for each building. So say you value attack at 1, you value defense at, I don't know, 0.5, you value forge points at 0.1, for example. You do so for all the different types of resources a building might give. You might not value a population at all, value that at 0, and so on, and then get a combined score for each building, and then you can sort buildings by that score and see what building is the best for you with your criteria. So stuff like that is something I want to add to the table. That requires client-side data manipulation. For those a little bit tech-savvy, the way the tables work now is that I simply read data from a database, or actually just from a simple file hosted on GitHub. So in order to allow for this custom weighting, I need to add code to manipulate the data directly in your browser. It shouldn't be too difficult, but it's something that I personally need to look at. Nothing you have to worry about at all. I do want to eventually rework my event set builder. That's something that I've said for quite some time. I would love to rework it because it is quite inefficient at the moment. And then if I'm able to successfully do that, possibly expand it into a full city builder, which might sound like a lot of work, but I don't really think so. If I'm able to rework it the way I want to, and if that works, it shouldn't actually be too hard to add other buildings as well. So yeah, that's something that I want to do eventually. We will see how successful that might be. And in addition to that, I also want to create some more tools. Here, if you have any ideas, please let me know. There is one thing I have wanted to do for quite some time that I think would be really cool if I am successful at it, but I do think it will be quite challenging, and that is creating a battle simulator. The idea here is that you can test different army compositions against different enemies. For example, test out what might be the best units to fight with in high attrition versus low attrition guild battlegrounds, and so on. Now that would be quite challenging to make. It would be a group effort. We would have to reverse engineer the battle system, which is quite challenging. For example, we need to figure out how terrain is generated. It's not completely random. There is some pseudo randomness to it. So we will have to figure out how that works. We will have to figure out how the AI works, how the targeting works, if there's any randomness to it, if it's deterministic, and so on. So all of that is things we need to figure out if I want to make a battle simulator. So that's going to be a big project. Not sure if I will have the time or if it's something that I will end up doing, but it's something that personally I would like to do, and I think it sounds quite interesting. But yeah, that might not be the first thing I work on. If you have some simpler ideas, please let me know. And it's something that I might be able to look into, because yeah, I do have programming skills. I can make quite a bit. So yeah, we'll have to see. If you have any cool ideas, please let me know, and I will look into making them. So yeah, that's some of the stuff I would like to work on in the upcoming weeks, months, however long this period will last. And I do hope that you will join me on this adventure. So, first thing, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central European Summer Time, You will find the link in the description. I will be doing a live stream where my main things I want to do is to play some on my existing worlds. I do want to start doing some city reviews, and of course Q&A about my situation, about the event, about the game, and so on. So, I think that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and again, I really want to thank my supporters. I would like to thank Homestar, Fort Prefect, Lorden, Rock Robin, Kim Cayley, Rolf the 8th, PQ the Goat, Dan Suminad, Merrick B, Hugo Kant von Count, Jon Fredriksen, Drute Trønnes, Pilda, Rush, Susan Weiss, Megarock, Rocco, Henrik Dahlkleber, Mattia, Obsidian Obsessed, Raph, Kim, Raril, Mike, Mindsea, and Wolfboy. Thanks a lot for your support, especially during these times. But again, as I said, I am financially stable. Don't worry about me. But yeah, thanks a lot regardless, and I will see you in the future.